snowy, but it's better than yesterday, man. If you're looking outside right now, you see that snow. It's okay. The roads are clear. The roads are clear. You might be snowed in, but we out here driving because the roads are clear. You know what's clear? You know what's clear? The RAZORSHARKS record right now is clear. It's nice and clear. 3-0, undefeated. I got the owner, Jen Moore, in the building. I got the new head coach, Terry Nowden, in the building. Listen, Nowden. You can correct me. It's okay. You can correct me out here. I'm not gonna be offended. It's Nowden. It's Nowden. Terry Nowden. Now and then.
That's right. That's right. That's how you remember it.
That's how exactly.
That's right.
I'm feeling it. You gotta talk into the mic though.
All right. Is that better?
Oh, there we go.
That's better. All right.
There we go. We're gonna do that all through the interview, okay? Because I see you got that like sultry thing going on. But we not here, okay? Jen, how you feeling?
Good. Thank you so much for having us.
Of course.
Morning.
Of course. You know 105 is your home, so it's
always.
Whenever you need me, just call me. Like I need to come on.
We love it here.
Great. Listen, today's interview. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Of course.
Because you're in the hot seat.
I am.
Of course.
Okay.
Is everybody else ready? That's the question.
Ooh, I know. It depends on who's listening. It depends on who's listening. We might ruffle little feathers. You know, we might get things together. We're going to clear the air here, and we're going to talk about the great season you guys been having.
Yes, we are. We're going to spill the tea.
That's a fact. Oh, I love it. We're going to take a break real quick. We're going to pay these bills, and when we get back, we're going to have Jen spill all that Lipton for us right here. It's the Rundown with your girl, Racqui B. It's 105.5 The Beat. Oh, yes. It's Rochester's number one for hip-hop and R&B. We are 105.5 The Beat. It's your girl, Racqui B, and I locked into another episode of the Rundown. If you're creating a buzz in the town,
you come to the Rundown.
Oh, yes. I love it. I don't even need my DJ anymore. He tells Stunt don't come back. I'm just kidding. Listen, if you hear those voices, that's the voices of the Rochester RAZORSHARKS owner, CEO Jen Moore, and the new head coach, Terry Nowden.
Yes.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's start off good. Let's start off with a positive vibes.
All right.
3-0.
3-0.
Undefeated.
That's right.
How does it feel?
Feels exciting. Feels like we're living up to that RAZORSHARKS legacy that was important to us. So feels good.
So what's next? When's the next game? Because I know it was canceled last night because of the snow.
Yeah.
So when are we going 4-0?
Back to back. But next Friday we are in Chautauqua. Friday night.
Chautauqua.
And it's only 2 hours away. If anybody wants to take a little road trip, if the weather's good, come out and support.
And we're going 4-0.
And we're going 4-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terry.
Looking to go 4-0.
We're looking
to go 4-0. We got to put the work in. We don't just say it. We got to put the work in.
Okay. Okay, Terry. All right. I like how you talk, Terry. You're talking like a head coach now, Terry.
That's right.
Now you have your background is head coaching. You were at Gage Chili.
Yes. At Gage Chili, I was in there since 2011. I had JV for about 5 years, and then I was granted the varsity position. Held that down for 2 years straight. Very successful, 33-11 winning record, and got the guys hosting their own sectional tournament and home games and all that stuff, and made it to the semis last year. Lost to McQuaid, unfortunately, but it was very, very, very fun time at Gage Chili.
Right, and you were recently let go.
Correct. Yep, recently let go. In my personal opinion, it was something that could have been avoided. When you make your own mistakes, you live up to them. You hold yourself accountable. But end of the day, I was always bleeding blue. But I think my main course and my main displeasure was what happened to my assistant coaches as well. I don't think they deserved to lose their jobs. I think they were a vital part of what we had, part of our success. And for them to be released too, as well as me, it was like that wasn't fair to them. I can understand me, me bringing my quote unquote unauthorized guests on the trip, and I don't think my assistant coaches had to go through that.
So what did you learn from that whole ordeal?
Loyalty, man. Loyalty is a big word. We were all Gage Chili alum, born and raised in Gage. So when you have someone like that come in and give their all to your program, and give their love, their passion, their time, their commitment to all the kids, and then you just take it away from just like that, it wasn't a fair deal. I mean, I understand the suspension, I understand the meeting, I understand anything other than not bringing us back, because you didn't hurt us, you hurt them kids in that school. And I'm not talking about just the players, I'm talking about the whole Gage Chili community. They were in an uproar. They had my back. I love them for that. But at the end of the day, sometimes you got to go where the gold is. You know what I mean? So you follow what God's path, and you just keep it moving. I stayed positive. I had a lot of support. And just hearing people saying, "Hey, man, they just push you on to your next move." And I was like, well, I hope that next move comes soon because I can't be sitting on my couch sitting idle. I need to coach. I need some players around me. I need the game. I need to hear the ball bouncing. You know, watching TV and going to games wasn't enough for me. I needed that work.
Did you expect for your next opportunity to come this quickly?
Not at all. Not at all. But, you know, I was in the background doing my own thing too, like, you know, applying for jobs and going around different college campuses, going to high school practices. So I was trying to keep my sword sharp. And then I had a couple of people ask me around Christmas time, you know, what do you think about coaching for the Sharks? You want to be assistant coach for the Sharks? You want to be, you know, head coach for the Sharks? I'm like, what is up with the RAZORSHARKS? Why is everybody asking me about the RAZORSHARKS? What's going on? So I was like, hey, man, and you know, it took, you know, my man Sean Harris is, you know, assistant coach now, but he was already in the fold and he was going through it, and he was like, listen, he said, come on in with me, man, and you know, be the head coach for the RAZORSHARKS. And I'm like, you know what? You're like the third, fourth person that's asked me about that. So let me look into it. So I reached out to Jen and Keith, and we had a meeting about it. I liked what they were saying, you know, what they were presenting to me. And at the end of the day, I was like, man, I need to get off my couch. My wife was saying, get off the couch. You know,
with that PlayStation.
You got to get out and work. You got to get out and work, you know. So I was like, you know, my 9 to 5 is one thing, but my passion was coaching. So it was an opportunity for me to grab. And I was like, you know what, I can't let it pass me by. I can't not, you know, accept this position just because I'm looking for something, you know, that what my own personal goals was looking for. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you know what? This is going to get me around players. And if you got aspirations of coaching like college or whatever, this is a time to challenge yourself. Like I'm dealing with grown men pretty much, you know, guys that are already out of college. So I took that as a challenge for myself. And like I said, I thank the Moore family for granting me that opportunity because I'm going all in for it. So, I mean, if the players are all in with me, they're all in with me, we're going to be all right.
So, Jen.
Yes.
What made you say yes to Terry?
You know, it's really funny because as he's sitting here saying on his end how everybody's like, RAZORSHARKS, RAZORSHARKS, literally for months we've had people on our end going, Terry, Terry and Sean. Oh, there's this whole great, you know, basically, this whole great coaching staff that was just set free. And they, you know, are looking for a new home. And so as we were in a time of transition, we started kind of, okay, this is like, and they were players. So players on our team that are advocating, we know, they know what we're looking for and what kind of game we run. So we were like, okay, if even the players are like, Terry, Sean, we're like, okay, we got to look into them a little more. And so, you know, on our end, we obviously had heard, you know, kind of the drama and the stuff going down in the community then. And really what even stood out to me back in the fall when this was all really publicized in the media, not even knowing we'd have a relationship like this one day, was the community support. And, you know, I'm a big believer, you don't just listen to what the media portrays or what one aspect. Right. And I looked at there and saw almost like 1,500 signatures. And as, you know, the mom of 5, to know that these parents are going to bat, if they thought their kids were in a bad situation, they wouldn't be riding so hard for him. So I was like, nah, something's off here. Something's off that this entire community is like begging for their coaching staff to come back. So even then I was like, that whole situation's weird. You know, and so
to say the least.
Tell me how you feel.
Right, exactly. So and really it didn't change anymore in actually finding out more specifics about what happened and interviewing Terry and Sean and seeing what kind of energy they'd bring to our organization. It felt like the perfect fit for the transition that we needed. So
okay. So the energy. Now, you had a head coach before.
Correct.
Troy,
we did.
Right?
We did.
Troy, I mean, you spoke highly of Troy as well. He did have an energy that you liked, and you brought him in. What created this change in the organization? I
am limited just because of certain arbitration that's going on as to what I can speak about publicly, and as well as professionally and personally. Keith and I are somebody that we will never speak ill of somebody. It doesn't matter what happens. Professionally and personally, we hold steady. He was part of the RAZORSHARKS family as a player and as our organization for our first 2 wins, and we can't thank him enough for what he did. At the end of the day, it's really important to us. The fans see a lot of what happens mostly on the court. And for us as an organization, everything has to line up off the court as well. The missions and values of Moreland Productions, which is our entertainment production company that actually has the RAZORSHARKS under its umbrella, is really important that on and off the court, in the community, behind closed doors, anywhere that you're living your life, that you have got to be in alignment with our missions and values, with the focus on family-friendly entertainment. So at the end of the day, if somebody's moving in a direction that doesn't align with that, we will wish them the best and hope that their continued journey aligns with what they need, and we will look for the best that brings our organization what we need.
So, okay,
That was very well said. Very politically correct, but we're going to dissect this. Because Coach Jackson, former Coach Jackson, expressed his frustrations publicly, social media. Did you get to see this video?
Unfortunately, we've been blocked from social media, so it wasn't something we were able to see. On a personal level, we don't really buy into negative energy, and that's not the kind of conversation or information we're looking for. I will say we've reached out many times to try to sit down and have a conversation and really close this door amicably. It's not our desire to end anything with animosity or bad feelings. Even if it's not a good fit, we can simply state that and wish each other well on the rest of our journey. And so that's really our heart's desire, is for the rest of his journey, wherever it takes him personally and professionally, to wish the best for him, and on our journey with the Razor Sharks to continue to do what's best for us.
Did you, okay, so I know if you've heard, you didn't want to hear, but I know it's probably out there, some of the things that were said. Where was your reaction to some of the things that were said? Do you feel betrayed at all?
I would say I do. You know, it's really important to me to try to keep personal and professional feelings and opinions separate. So on a personal level, of course, I'm a human. I'm a woman, which for me means I have a lot harder time doing that. It's easier than said and done. It's something I actually...
That estrogen?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I do. I feel deeply. This is our family. It's not just a business. It's something that, you know, our entire family is involved and invested in, and we don't look at it as you're just a coach and we see you at practice. This is family. This is something that's for the long term. So, of course, yeah, obviously it did hurt, and our heart is always for reconciliation, even if it doesn't mean that Troy comes back to the team or that things were the same as they were in the past. Reconciliation just means that we both can say our feelings, everybody can put it on the table, and then we can walk away feeling like we've been heard, he's been heard, his needs have been met, our needs have been met, and move forward. Because it's really hard without closure when the door's closed on an opportunity. There's obviously big feelings and emotions, and you want people to hear your side of the story. Right. So that's human nature.
So you're open to closure.
Absolutely.
Terry, how was it walking into that type of atmosphere with everything going on? How did it feel for you as a new head coach? Did you feel that tension? Did the players respond to you? Did you guys have a forum? How was that, just walking into that situation?
Yeah, just to add on about Coach Jackson, number one, I reached out to him immediately. Before I even accepted the position, I wanted to make sure that I knew exactly what was going on, and I had a good blueprint exactly of what I was walking into. So me and him had a very, very good conversation. It was man to man, and you know, I had an open ear to hear what he had to say. Because at the end of the day, when I told him I'm coming in this position just to coach, like I'm not in it for all the other rah-rah stuff. I'm here to coach. I'm here for the players. So I asked him about the players. I asked him, you know, how things are ran, or like what you guys were already into. So a lot of that kind of stuff, I did my homework prior. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when I came in that first day and I met the guys, you know, saw a few familiar faces, which made me comfortable. And then I met the captains, and the captains were very, very, very positive and good dudes. So they made me feel very good about coming in, and I pretty much just gave them my background and let them know what I'm about, how I do things. I was like, I'm not coming in here to change anything. Whatever y'all have already done already, I'm not here to change. I'm here to add on, and then we're just gonna keep it moving from there. So they were all like, "Oh, you sound like Coach Troy." I'm like, "Hey, that's a good thing for me, because that means y'all comfortable." You know what I mean? And that's most important for me. So
I'm kind of interested to know how that conversation went, because Coach Troy is very passionate, very passionate, very extroverted, very open, and you seem very even keeled to me, where you're just laid back.
But I also have that side to me too. So it was very. Our conversation was very good. You know, it was very informative, and I let him rant. You know what I mean? So I watched this video, and I hit him up on it, like a comment, like, "Hey man, I need to talk to you after you're done," because you know, I'm not one to come into a situation without knowing what's going on. So, you know, he gave me a lot of details. They gave me a lot of details, and I'm in a totally different situation. My circumstances are different. So I'm coming in to coach, you know, and I got a great group of guys, and that's what I'm here for. So right now I'm very comfortable, and I haven't really been on a job for more than 48 hours. Guys. So, you know, but like I said, I'm here to work, and the guys are awesome. So. That works for me.
Nice. We have Jen Moore, the owner of the Rochester RAZORSHARKS, in the building, and we have the new head coach, Terry Nowden, in the building. Is the rundown with your girl, Racqui B. When we get back, we got more tea to spill right here at Rochester with the Rochester.
Just getting started.
We are just getting started. You see, Jen, this is, we have that rapport, so you know where I'm going. So I love it. I love it. Make sure you stay locked in. It's 105.5 The Beat. Yes, and it's true. It's the rundown with your girl, Racqui B. Each and every Sunday right here. If you're creating a buzz in the town.
You come to the rundown.
Ooh, I don't even have to cue you guys.
We were ready.
You were ready. You were ready. I got Jen Moore, the owner of the Rochester RAZORSHARKS, in the building, and the head coach, Terry Nowden, in the building. Welcome to the rundown.
Thank you. Good morning.
If you're just tuning in, you missed a lot of tea. You missed some good tea. Missed some real good tea, some Lipton, some green, everything. You just missed it, man. So listen, new head coach. How we doing? How we starting?
Well, we starting out good, man.
What's your goals?
Put the work in. I mean, the goal is put the work in day out. Be true to your craft, like my man CJ says around the town. Like, be true to your craft. If you want to be considered a pro, you got to be a pro for real every day you wake up. So that's what the goal is to be better every day.
Nervous at all? I mean, you went from coaching high school varsity to now coaching a Premier Basketball League.
Let me be honest,
Any pressure?
Nervous? Nah, I wasn't nervous because the game is a game. I love the game. I love watching it, playing it, coaching it. Don't matter to me, talking it. So the game was a game. My nervousness came from how would I be received? How would they receive me as a coach? I know they probably look at me like, yo, dude, look all young, look like 21 years old or something, like fresh out of college himself. But little do they know I'm 41 years old, married with 4 kids. So once I broke that down to them, they were like, oh, dang, and I can still play. So, it is what it is. You can try me if you want to, but I'll lace them up too. So, very comfortable in that way.
What are you expecting? What do you expect from your players now?
Well, especially from my Rochester players, I expect that blueprint to stay positive. We just gritty from here. Like, we gritty, we work hard. Even all the Rochester people that's out there doing big things right now as far as, playing college ball and all that kind of stuff. Like, everybody's holding it down for the town. I hope that continues. And then, my out-of-town guys just come in and be professionals, man. Like, I haven't met not one of them yet that hasn't given me a good vibe. They have a real good positive vibe. Like Quadir, Big Q, he about as goofy as I don't know what, but the boy can play a little bit, and as far as blocking shots and shooting, and he's always having fun. I'm good with that. Mm-hmm. Jarrell was another big guy, 6'7", but he plays like a guard, wingman. So guys like that, I like him. I like a 6'7". Shooter. I wish he was a little more physical inside, but I'll take that Carmelo game. I'll take that. Peach and Tyler, man, I really like their games a lot. They're leaders, vocally and leading by example.
Those are our captains.
And they're captains. Yep, I just learned that too.
So how long have you been the coach? Because it's
like literally I came
48 hours.
I came in last Friday. I came in. I met him for about an hour, and the next day we're on the road and we got a game. So that was a little weird, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, we'll figure it out as we go. So we started playing the game. I started looking at certain stuff I didn't like, some stuff I did like, and one timeout came in the second quarter and I snapped a little bit. I yelled and, they came out of that timeout like, man, he's serious. So I'm like, yeah, I am serious. If I'm doing this job, I want you to do your job too. So next thing you know, we go on like a 18-4 run or something like that and pretty much separated ourselves from the game.
Their defense was insane last
Saturday.
Saturday.
I'm a defensive guru. Like I love defense. I can't stand watching somebody that should not be scoring score the ball. Yep. That irritates me a lot. It really does. And George will tell you, man, I get irritated real quick with effort. If you don't put the effort in, your body get yelled at like you don't even believe. Just have a seat. You know what I'm saying? Like, have a seat. If somebody else come in and do that job for you. So,
Where did that stem from? Where did that mentality stem from?
My mother. Single mother. Military background. Drill sergeant. That's how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was raised. So put your work in, and you'll be all right. If you don't work, man, sit down, or somebody else do your job. And like she grew up with this quote around the house. Ask somebody to do something. It's like, I could do it myself. I could do a better job myself. That single mother black attitude. That I could do better by myself type thing. So, that's the blueprint I was raised on.
So listen, you after your last coaching job. We're in the media. The media's tried to portray you as whatnot. But then with this job, the community has been backing you. Like, how what's your reaction with all this community support? Did you expect it? How does that make you feel? How does it make you feel with the community backing you?
I've always accepted it, and I love it, and I love them too. And I don't ever think that the media really purposely had any negativity to say, but their storyline. Their storyline could bring the negativity in there. Just from my family's history, that's what they live on. Like, they're living on stuff that happened in 2011, 2012, and now it's 2020, 2019, and you're still bringing that up. So it's like, me and my family, we've already been in the film room, in the black room with the film and developing the film, and those pictures are already done. You know what I'm saying? So we already see the bigger picture. So when you try to bring it back into the fold is where I get offended. You know what I mean? And it's not even just me, but it's my whole family. And for a community to back us up like how they've done for years, it just makes me feel good. And I'm Rochester owned, so it's like it's a real good feeling when you know you got support even through negativity, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Yes. Somebody's always there to hold, grab you by the hand and help you up. That's a very good feeling to have. And you know you get it from the community, you get it from your friends, your peers, your family, supporters like 105 to Beat. That type of stuff is very good.
I like how you slide that in there.
Right.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Come on to RunDown anytime.
That's right.
Now, Jen.
Yes.
A lot of changes are being made now.
Correct.
You recently told me that the Lady Sharks are no longer. Can you? Am I being correct? Can you correct me?
Yes,
give me some detail.
You are correct.
Yes.
So, and I'm going to bring in my little cheat sheet over here because it's a lot of information. So I think one of the biggest changes, obviously, the coaching transition was a change. But as far as something that's been a part of the Razor Sharks organization since 2005 that fans have seen at games, seen in the community, is the Lady Sharks dance team. And we did start off the season with a dance team. We were kind of going in the mold of what the Razor Sharks had been doing, what had been, history and tradition for the Razor Sharks. And we started to get a lot more feedback from fans. It's something I even heard a few years ago working as the director of communications for the Razor Sharks, was to look at what the professional sports teams are doing. What's the NBA doing? What's the NFL doing? What's the trajectory of their dance team and their entertainment? And so as we kind of have some buzzwords for ourselves, for our organization, for our vision and our future, one that's really important to us is inclusive. So you'll see that in March, we're having our first Pride game, which I think is really big for a basketball team, for sports. I mean, obviously the Amerks and the Red Wings have been paving the way there. But as far as for basketball, that's a big thing. You kind of see even in the NBA, it's an issue with different things. So we really want to be inclusive and make sure everybody is welcome at our game. Everybody feels represented with the Razor Sharks family. And so to that end, we have made the executive decision to phase out the Lady Sharks dance team and be diversifying to co-ed entertainment that is fully gender inclusive. So, again, this is reflective of the professional sports industry as a whole. It's something that many NBA teams, NFL teams have been doing. As a female-owned business, a woman-owned business, I feel like I have an extra obligation to make sure that, we're reflective of the things that I value as a woman and that things that women want to see in, our stands, that it's family friendly, we're not having over-sexualized entertainment, that it's inclusive. It just feels like this is a good time as we're kind of making some transitions anyways. We have our first couple home games under the belt. So that we kind of retire I'm borrowing a buzzword from one of the NBA teams that really resonated with me, but they said it's the perfect time to retire the chauvinistic relics of a time long past. So it definitely will be different, not to see the Lady Sharks there. But we're really looking forward to do some more co-ed entertainment. For this season, we won't be bringing in our own team, maybe not even in the future. We may liaison with a dance studio that has any Sharks fans that came a few years ago. We had an awesome hip-hop group that would come in. And honestly, the fans were more excited to see them than the Lady Sharks even then. So, it was like the Lady Sharks did their thing. It was good, but it was just like you could kind of see the direction that the fans were looking at. So I think a hip-hop co-ed group, co-ed dance team, again, bringing in kids dance teams from different community organizations. There's just a lot of different ways that we can be inclusive in that way. Additionally, we'll be expanding our entertainment marketing branch to include brand ambassadors. So a Razor Sharks brand ambassador is someone who's an influencer in our community and can represent our team positively in a multitude of settings. So again, just looking for different ways to change up the narrative and what we can offer to the community and how we can be as fully inclusive as possible.
Okay, so let's break that down. So Lady Sharks no longer.
Correct.
But you will be incorporating community dance groups
Correct.
to perform at halftime events.
Yes, and we are going to be replacing the Lady Sharks time. They usually did a 2 to 3 minute thing at halftime. I'm not going to spill the beans or spill the tea right yet. You'll have to come to our next home game to see what our new fun halftime thing that we're going to do that's going to include everybody. So
I know that had to ruffle some feathers there. So you're coming into the meetings and you're like, okay, guys, no more Lady Sharks. What? I know that blew minds. What was the reaction? Because I mean, females, I know I'm pulling wigs off. I'm doing all this stuff. What do you mean, no more Lady Sharks?
You know, I feel like it was really difficult to, in any capacity, whether it's the Razor Sharks or on a bigger level, even the NBA, the NFL, to make sure that the dancers are compensated fairly, to make sure that they feel that they're treated equally to the players. It was something we really heard over and over from our Lady Sharks even this year. You know, we're not equal. So we looked at that. We kept trying to do things to bring them to the level that they felt they needed to be treated. And it just continued to really be a gap there. And we were like, how can we fix this? And at the end of the day, some things can't be fixed, that it's okay to recognize that it's not going to be a good fit and that what dancers may need out of a dance team isn't going to be there. So, you know, it was a hard decision, but I really think all of the Lady Sharks dancers this season were ready to move on, that they felt they saw the direction that things were going and they felt like they had other opportunities that would be a better fit for them. So I think it really worked out to be really good timing as far as the dance team, as far as where we're looking to go. Obviously, it's sad. It's sad to change things up, something that's been there since 2005. That's a long time. But I think also fans are ready to move into 2020 with more diverse and inclusive entertainment.
Do you think you'll ever change your mind and resurrect it again?
I will not.
Okay. So if a dance team right now is listening, how would they do you pre-select who you want,
yes,
or can a dance
absolutely.
team actually reach
so
out
our,
and say,
our goal would be, if you have a dance team and you want to commit to performing at halftime for all of our home games, please, info@razorsharks.com. If you just want to commit to one halftime, a couple games here and there, info@razorsharks.com.
Oh, big changes at the Rochester Razor Sharks. Admin, Jen, you just coming in and just taking over.
It is. Change is hard, but it doesn't always have to be bad. That's
Yes.
the thing that I think everybody needs to realize, that sometimes if you try to stay the same and things aren't working and people's needs aren't being met, you cannot continue to do the same thing over and expect different results. That's the definition of insanity. Right. So I think looking at something and going, no matter how we've tried to make this work, it's really not working. Let's try something else.
And that attests to the fact that you are community-based and you do listen to the community and you are making changes based on the community, because that's your support system.
100%.
So that just attests to the fact that the Rochester Razor Sharks is about Rochester.
It is. And it's one thing, why it's important for us to do things like come on the rundown and share with you is, as a fan since 2005 of the Razor Sharks, there'd constantly be changes and the fans would never know. We'd be like, a coach is gone, a player's gone, what's going on? We want to know. We're paying our money, we're spending our time, we're invested. We don't have to know all the nitty gritty behind the scenes, but at least a statement to say, we acknowledge our coach is gone, we've released him, we acknowledge this player has been traded or cut. You again, don't have to give all the private information, but you can acknowledge that and the fans' investment. So that's what we're trying our best to do.
And this Jen Moore, the owner of the Rochester Razor Sharks. When we get back, we're going to talk about what else are you guys changing, because I feel like there is more to be said. It's your girl Racqui B. Is the rundown of creating a buzz in the town.
Oh, come on the rundown. Sorry.
I was sleeping that time.
I know. I was sleeping too.
Snooze. Let's try this one more time. If you're creating a buzz in the town,
Come on the
rundown.
that's a fact. Bust it open, bust it open, bust it open. And that's what we doing right here on the rundown. We busting all this open, all that tea you need to know. I got the Rochester Razor Sharks owner in the building, Jen Moore. I got the new head coach, Terry Nowden, in the building. We getting all that tea. So listen, changes are being made. All right. New head coach, no Lady Sharks. What else? What else are you changing, Jen? Because you just out here making changes. What else are you changing?
I think that's pretty much it as far as how the season started and what's going on. Obviously, the schedule's changing a little because we canceled 2 games this weekend because of weather. So schedule will be a little bit changed and a few games added in there. But and I will say this is not official, but we are probably not going to be playing at Genesee Valley this season as anticipated. So I guess we can hit that now too, which is just, it's nothing bad. It's just, it's difficult to rebuild something. And you really need 100% support from all areas that you're working in. So that might be something we grow to down the road, but we've really enjoyed being hosted at Edison. We do have the opportunity. We're going to play at least a few games over at Roberts and see how that feels. They've been incredibly gracious to offer to bring us in there. So we do have so much community support, so many places that want to bring the Razor Sharks in and partner with us. It's just been really, really encouraging.
Baby steps, baby steps.
It is.
Progress, not perfection.
It is.
That's
I'm a big fan of that.
Yes, progress.
The journey, not the destination, all of that.
Terry, how you feeling? 48 hours in the business. You're back coaching.
I am back coaching. Back to work.
And I do just want to say, when you talked about him winning, we won last Saturday, the team won, that we won by 40 points.
Oh, she just wanted to make it clear that we blew them out.
I really just
We
did.
blew them out with our new head coach. We blew them out.
You know.
Back to coaching.
Back to work.
Back to work.
Back to work.
Back to work. How you feeling? You good? You ready? Are you ready?
I feel blessed, man. I feel blessed. I feel very blessed. Just to even have the opportunity to coach. I thought I was going to be sitting out the whole season and just, driving myself crazy watching and
2K,
going
2K.
home. No, I don't play no video game.
You don't play 2K?
No, I don't play no video game.
Oh,
Ain't
wow.
Not one video game
You're
thing in my
rare.
house.
Oh, my gosh.
Not one.
That's why
even
you
even
married.
my little ones don't have it.
That's
Four
why
kids?
you're married.
Say
That's what
Say
Keith
that.
says.
I'll
Who's got
take that.
time? We got 4 kids.
Because I don't want to get cheated on with
I'll take
PlayStation.
that.
I don't. Like, 2K is taking over my house. So
No game consoles in my house. I mean, even my young ones, all they got is an iPad. And they download their little games. That's it.
wow.
Yeah, there's no. I think that's the idiot box, man. It's like,
Wow.
cats get all tied up in that and, wasting time. You know what I'm saying?
Not even to like work on your hand-eye coordination?
Nah, I'm good.
Oh.
I'm good.
This is amazing to me. Like, this is rare. Like, this is like a spotting
I know.
of,
You're over there like dumbfounded, Racqui. You're like,
I'm very different, man. I'm a very different individual, man.
So do you watch sports?
Of course.
Okay, I'm just I'm just going down the line here.
Oh, every day.
So today, big games today,
Every
NFL.
day. Ooh.
Who you got? I'm just trying to pick. Who we going for?
All right, first game I'm going with the Chiefs because Jarice, I'm going with you, bro. And Chiefs, I like their offense, man. They real. I like them. I like to pick up they had picked up Suggs, I think it was.
Yes.
I think that was a good addition
Yes,
for the defense too. You know what I mean? But I like Mahomes, man. I think Mahomes gonna score a lot of points today, and Tennessee just gonna have to keep up. But
Tennessee
Henry,
got a beast
yeah,
that running back is a
listen,
beast.
Derrick Henry is a beast to tackle, and I know by the time the third and fourth quarter come, they tired of tackling him, so that's why he going crazy. But Tannehill gonna have to stand up today. If he don't, then they gonna lose. Their defense is good, their running back's good, but he's gonna have to show and prove. He's gonna have to make some third and long plays and stuff like that.
Talk about show and prove.
I'm going with the Chiefs, man. I'm going with the Chiefs today.
Talking about show and prove. You got to show and prove now with the Razor Sharks.
Oh, of course, I will. Hey, my second game, though?
Your second game.
Give me the 49ers, man. I'm going 49ers with that one. Give me 49ers Chiefs Super Bowl.
49ers? Okay, 49ers defense. Okay, yeah,
love 'em.
I got you.
Yeah,
I
tough
got you.
defense versus good offense.
Yes.
Hopefully it's not a low-scoring game. You know what I'm saying? And somebody can just, I want to see a good competitive game.
See, you gave me hope again because you don't have a PlayStation, but you watch.
Oh, of course.
I'm back.
Listen,
I'm back.
every day.
I'm team Nowden again. I'm team now. I was like, oh wait, hold on, what's going on here?
Yeah, every day I watch a game. Every single day.
So okay, so you could brag about how good your coaching style is, your sub. But I have a player here.
Oh yeah.
We have a player in the building, and I need him to affirm this for me. Come on up. Step up. Now you've been. Can I get your name, please, and your position and your auditioning here?
Yeah.
What's up? I'm George Graham. I'm from Rochester. I'm a combo guy.
You got to speak in the mic. You got. We'll
This
talk
is
in the
good,
mic.
this good,
Yeah,
this
that's
good.
perfect. That's perfect.
All right. Again, I'm George Graham. I'm a combo guard for the Razor Sharks. I'm from Rochester.
You're from Rochester.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you work with Coach Jackson, right? Correct. And you're working with Nowden.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it a big shift for you?
Coaching wise, they're both great coaches.
Mhm.
They can coach anywhere and win. Energy-wise, it is a big shift. Coach Jackson, he had a lot of energy. We love that.
Mhm.
Coach Terry, he's more serious. You look at him, he means what he says.
Right,
So
right.
But might not want to disappoint this guy. So yeah, no, it's a job. So we come ready to play, no matter who we play for.
Nice, nice. So what's your average? How many points you average?
Before the season started, I
You gotta give us a disclaimer.
Nah, yeah.
Before the season started.
I got a little injured. I never get injured. I was out of basketball for a little bit, so I'm just trying to make my way back.
Okay, all right, I appreciate that. And you said your name again? Because you were talking low.
George Graham.
George Graham. Okay, George, and you're from Rochester.
Yes,
what side of town?
Around East around the court.
East around. Oh, okay. You're real civil. You're polished a little bit. That explains it. Yes, ma'am. I'm like, I like that. Like, that's that run the quake for you.
No, just like Coach Terry. My dad was a drill sergeant. My mom was in the military, so I'm raised with the background. All my superiors, yes, ma'am, no, sir. So,
nice. So how is it playing with the Rochester RAZORSHARKS?
It's different. It's different. Last year I played with the Syracuse Stallions ABA team. We were #1 in the nation throughout the whole season. We were doing good under Mike Sugamuso. But I like being here a whole lot better. Not gonna lie. I don't have to travel as much. I'm honestly getting everything I wanted. Free therapy. Like, I'm getting paid. They're giving us housing. It's great. It feels nice to be in my hometown doing what I love to do and having my friends and family be able to watch me.
Nice. All right, Jen. Okay. All right, Coach. You got somebody, speaking for you, vouching for you guys. So I guess we could take what you said as word. Right? We good?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
We're going to take a little break. When we get back, we got more with the Rochester RAZORSHARKS. It's your girl, Racqui B. You're on the rundown. If you're creating a buzz in the town.
RunDown.
RunDown.
Oh, you see, you got, I'm just like, what choir is this? This choir would never be in a church. Never. Everybody singing their own beat. So we're going to take a break real quick. We're going to pay these bills. When we get back, we got more right here. It's 105.5. Right here on 105.5 to be creating a buzz in the town.
You come to the rundown.
Oh, Jen.
I'm like the chorus. I'm
Jen,
the chorus
you
of
just,
it.
like, I don't know what to
I'm
say.
letting Terry take lead.
I don't know what to say.
I'm just a backup dancer girl.
You're hearing the voices of Jen Moore, the owner of the Rochester RAZORSHARKS, and the new head coach, the head coach, Terry Nowden in the building. We about to wrap it up, but before we go, we can talk about those changes, right? We talk about the changes. A lot of changes has been made.
Correct.
New head coach, no more Lady Sharks.
Correct.
Okay. We play at Edison. Is Edison the new home gym?
So, like I said, we're hoping to finalize this week. We've had Roberts reach out and want to partner with us, making a final decision about Genesee Valley and what that looks like. So we have a lot of options. So keep your eyes open, fans. We'll let you know.
Okay. And more programs for the players?
Yes. So one thing that's really important to us, we were talking a little bit during the break, is that to use our platform as professional sports team owner to create change and to use our voices. And one thing that we really saw lacking is mental health support. And so we really want to be part of that change, breaking down that stigma. So we have partnered with Shamika and Isaac Collins of Collins & Collins, who are absolutely amazing therapists, and they are the team therapists. So all of our players, all of our staff, coaches, really anybody has access to them should they need a tune-up, they have an issue they need to discuss. And just like when a player hurts their ankle and coach may put them on injured reserve and tell them to get it looked at and rehab, same thing. If we start seeing red flags or something that happens, we're going to be proactive instead of reactive when it comes to mental health support.
Nice, nice.
I like
Ooh, you like that, right? I was like,
Like
It
that a
is.
lot.
You know, when
It
somebody
is.
say, that was good.
Well, as a head coach for many years, I'm sure that you've seen that on all different
Yes.
levels,
Oh,
that there are issues and even mentally that take the toll physically, and it affects the team and it affects the dynamics and the way that you're able to coach and to play as a team, just one person struggling with something. So we don't want to see something come up and then cut a player and say, you've got issues, you've got anger, you've got whatever. We want to support them, and this is a family. So we're going to support them and provide the opportunities that they need to improve themselves physically, mentally, emotionally.
Right, because when you do suffer injury, physically, it can take a toll on your mental. Where if you
can.
tear your ACL and you're like, oh, I'm out, and
or honestly,
you're depressed.
Look at our coaching transition. This is a big deal for the guys. So this is something we want to provide support for them. If you're feeling some type of way, let's not have it come out on the court or come out against each other when it's not really about that. Let's give you a safe place where somebody can hold space and provide professional support for the feelings that you have.
I love the direction you're taking the Razor Sharks towards. And the community is backing you, backing the changes you're making. And I commend you for actually taking the community's input and insight and perception into consideration when you're making these changes. That's what the Rochester wants.
Absolutely.
And that's what the Razor Sharks is doing. Terry, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck. When is the next game? When are you
much.
going to show out? When is next game? 4-0?
Friday night. Chautauqua?
Yep.
Is that right?
Chautauqua.
Chautauqua.
Make sure I say it right. You know what I'm saying?
It's a fancy word.
Chautauqua, New York?
Chautauqua is somewhere in
Yes,
in
it's down
south of
past,
Buffalo, I think.
Jamestown area.
Okay, and when is the next home game?
Oh, now I got to ask. Hold on. Next. I don't even know what dates are. I'm so confused. With rescheduling, I'll let everybody know. But we will be doing back-to-back games on February 8th and 9th, Saturday and Sunday, against the Dream to make up for the game that was canceled yesterday.
Okay, and where can people go to get tickets to keep in the loop of the Rochester Razor Sharks? What are the handles, the websites?
Yep. So RazorSharks.com for our website to buy tickets and to stay updated. We also are on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, Rock Razor Sharks.
Oh,
ROC
yes.
Razor Sharks.
New beginnings,
Get
changes.
familiar. Get
Changes
familiar,
are being
Rochester.
made.
Yes.
Changes are always a good thing. So keep us in the loop. Whenever you're ready to come on the rundown, let me know.
Absolutely.
Give me
We're
the
always
rundown.
here. You guys are family, and we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us, too.
Oh,
Thanks.
yes,
definitely.
Thank you very much.
Definitely. Is this your first radio interview?
Absolutely is.
Woo-hoo!
Look at that.
Live at
Am
least.
I popping cherries?
Yeah, live.
I love popping cherries right
Whoa,
here.
Racqui,
Yes. Yes, I love it, man. It's the rundown.
That was funny.
Thank you. Thank you. I am stand-up comedian.
That's right.
No, I'm not. Thank you guys for coming. It's always a pleasure, man. It's always a pleasure. Feel free to hit me up anytime if you want to come down to something we need to know right here on 105. You got your seat right here.
Awesome.
Thank
We'll
you.
definitely be back.
Yes. If
very
you're creating a buzz in the town.
Come to the rundown. There, I got it at the end.